Hi guys, I'm here today to talk about GCSE Geography and why it would be one of the best options for you to choose when it comes to the selection process for your topics. I think one of the most important things to remember about geography, it's not, is it GCSE I'm going to study, can I use it in the future? And what I mean by using it in the future, it doesn't mean you have to then go and study, do a job within geography or go and study geography further. So it doesn't mean once you've done geography GCSE, you have to become a geography teacher. How it can help with many other different sort of jobs and lead to to another aspect to help link together with different subjects. We've seen various people go on and study GCSE geography and go on to study geography at A-level. To use geography GCSE to then go on to apprenticeships, different college courses that might help them with that. So think about marketing roles, forms of business, town planning, engineering, being able just to travel. Geography can help with so much. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to use this subject to then go on and take it into a job aspect. Geography can help with everyday life. At CBA, within geography, it's split into many different sections. You'll notice from year 7 to year 9, that sets the foundation, gets you interested and intrigued about different aspects of the world. Within geography then, at GCSE, we tailor that in many different ways. So what do we study? What does that include? So over your 2-year period, there's various different sections. And one of those sections we study to start with is a physical geography unit, which is the challenging environment of the natural hazards. Within this unit, we look at tsunamis, volcanoes, earthquakes, and complete an investigation and study how they impact countries in different ways. Just a little bit of detail with that. There's 2 case study areas that we look at in hazards, and we look at Nepal and we look at Japan, 2 various different countries that differ with finances, and we see, well, how do countries manage to cope with these different disasters? Okay, a human geography element that we study is urban issues and challenges. Now this is linked, we've set the foundation for this topic within year 9. At the start of year 9, you did the geography of sport. That sets us up for urban issues and challenges because we get to look at, well, with lots of opportunity in areas, what does that opportunity bring and the challenges that also can create for an area? And how can we try and solve these solutions? Within this topic, our case study, we have to look at 2 contrasting cities. We look at Rio in Brazil, which is our LIC city, and then we look at Leicester, somewhere very close to home, and we're able to study the opportunities that are available in these different countries. How are they recognised around the world? What challenges people face within those different settings? And what solutions is there to try and sort of encourage more people to travel to these areas and for them to grow financially? Within geography, the best part about this as well, and this helps leading on to some of our exam units that we'll look at in a moment. In year 10, we do a bit of field work. And what that means is that's us going out of the classroom and doing a bit of a geographical study where we get to visit Leicester for the day. A bit like a science experiment, really. We go around Leicester and see how is it improving? How is Leicester trying to engage and attract more people to the area? What does it have to offer? And we do something called geography fieldwork, where we do a little bit of investigation. We put a plan together and we go to Leicester for the day. And with that, there's many different tasks that we do throughout the day. So we collect lots of data, we come home, and then we're able to see, okay, let's compare our data. What does Leicester have to offer? Okay, is there a gap in the market for certain aspects of services that are available to people in different age groups? Okay, that's all part of our study, and we complete that in year 10. The next, one of the things that we start with, sort of quite easy really, sort of nice easy intro to GCSE geography. We look at the living world, and that's looking at tropical rainforests around the world, so where they're located, why they're very important to us, a mixture of looking at plant adaptation and animal adaptation, opportunities that can arise in the area, but also then looking at conflict, what things are happening in that area that can cause us problems, maybe in the long run. Is it sustainable, our tropical rainforests? And within that unit as well, we revisit it and we look at a contrasting ecosystem. We look at hot deserts. Again, we've set this profile up in Key Stage 3, set the groundwork. So really, lots of this stuff has been covered already. It's the detail that we go into. Okay. Resource management is looking at food security around the world, water services around the world. Why does it differ? What do we mean by water surplus and water deficit? And how we can try and improve these strategies. Remember, in geography, we're looking at, as a geographer, you want to investigate the world. Can you make a difference? Can you be that person that one day that goes, I have a solution to this, or something that could help different communities with food security, with looking at energy supplies? How are they going to differ over time? And then we get to the end of our GCSE, sort of to the end of year 10, early year 11, we look at our physical landscapes, around the world. And we look at coasts, which would be something you visited in year 7. So we look at our ever-changing coastline in the UK, how we use it, what's happening to that coastline, where is it changing, the different types of coastline. Within this also, we will do a physical field work where we'll go to Hunstanton. That's what we do at CBA. We go to Hunstanton and we look at how is the coastline being used, what's happening to it, how can we protect it, why is it important that we protect our coastline. This is then linked with rivers. So we'll do a study of where do our rivers form in the UK? What do they do as they're carving their way through the valleys and end up at the coast? What landforms can we see forming along the way? And can we explain how they're happening and how we can benefit from them? But also looking at sort of things in the news recently of how when it comes to rivers, how also they can cause problems in certain parts of the UK. The final unit we finish with is a finance unit. This is linked well with business studies, actually. It's looking at our economic world. And this is looking at a unit that you've just finished in lockdown, actually, the developing world. How different countries develop, why they develop at different rates, and how can we try and close that gap? How can we make sure there's equal opportunity around the world for different people? Okay, so a breakdown. In geography, there is no coursework. But you do have to complete 3 tests, and they happen at the end of year 11. And they're split into a physical geography paper, which has 3 topics in there, a human geography paper, and then the third paper is fieldwork and skill. So this would mean then your fieldwork activities that you did in human and physical geography, you will take that information with you into the exam to answer questions on your fieldwork. What did you complete? Why did you do it? What were your outcomes? And then there's the second section, and that's called the pre-release. That's when we get a booklet, a source of information 10 weeks before your exam, and that can be in many different topics. We never know until they send us the booklet. In previous years, it's been about maybe the River Thames and water shortages in the south coast. And we get to look at all of that data. We get to highlight certain aspects of it so we can really sort of understand what it's asking for us to do. And then again, we take that case study booklet into the exam with us, and we're presented with numerous different questions to help us answer that. So that's the breakdown of the 3 different tests that we're sort of tested on at the end of our GCSE. So there's no coursework, but there is 3 big exams at the end. Okay. A question that we always get quite a lot within this subject is looking at, well, why is it good for me? What's geography going to help me with? I think what's more important is how other subjects can help one another. With geography, think about the human and physical elements of that. Lots of the physical elements of geography can help us with science and maths. There are things within science and maths we may have looked at, and there could be a crossover and vice versa. In human geography, think about aspects of human geography, how it could help with languages, with arts, with other humanities subjects, about engaging with the rest of the world and understanding why things happen in the world, okay? So, one thing we need to always think about, can I do geography? Am I ready for it? I don't want people to worry about, can I get a good level in it? Is it something I'll be able to achieve? Am I going to use it in the future? Think for now, is it something you're interested in? Do you enjoy learning about different aspects of the world? And that's what we look at, various different options, okay? Again, I must stress, this is not something that you then need to take on and become a geography teacher in the future with. This can help with everyday life. That's my presentation coming to an end. There's so many more fascinating things that we could talk about within geography and that we will look at. We'll take you on a journey looking at different aspects of the world, investigating different aspects of the world. So if you have any sort of questions over the next couple of weeks, please do not hesitate to contact me and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. So thank you very much.